Okay, so it's been a little while since the last time I played, and I don't really remember what I was doing. I remember I was talking about something. Oh, there, look, I died. That's where I died. Oh god, so long. Such a bad thing to do to start a playthrough like this. A challenge run, and then have not played Dark Souls in a long time. I can't even remember exactly what buttons to hit. This is going to be interesting because I can't remember what buttons to hit. I've got a different setup that I've been... Essentially the same setup I've been using since I've been doing recordings. Changed a little bit. And I got a controller, a wireless one, full batteries, but the controller itself, the battery pack tends to come a little loose, and which disconnects the controller, which means I need to reconnect the controller, which takes a good couple of seconds. So, this is certainly... The challenges, the challenges are, they're adding up. I hope to sit down and find time to do this more. Play games, enjoy myself, have fun. It's a novelty, I know. I remember I was grinding for that. I know I need to go to Capra. I remember I'm on the way to Capra. The worst thing to do in this game is to stop where I stopped. That was all the souls I had? Oh, God. I remember I died of the pig. But I got a new mic. I did a unboxing, quick run through on it. This is the first actual full run through I'm going to be using the mic for. I heard the mic. It sounded great. It sounded like the mic I normally use, but considerably better quality, and I didn't have to scrub out any of the white noise in the back, which is good. Because I never minded doing that, especially with a cheaper mic. You get a cheap mic and you have, noise in the background. Scrub it out. Takes a little while, a little bit of effort, but it's not too bad. It just became kind of like the process of what I do, part of editing. I didn't want to do that. Okay. But now the setup is it's a freestand mic, and I had a freestand mic before, which I would use on occasion, which was a rock band mic strapped to a mic stand. And I wish I could be using that said mic stand, but the microphone I got, which by the way is a Blue Snowball Ice, great mic. I like it so far. It looks great. Is also a freestanding mic, and unfortunately the threading on it is 1 inch wide, and it's got very tight machine threading, and I thought a regular machine screw that's 1 inch thick would fit, but no luck. And I tried to look up some either adapters or something. Oh my god. Oh my god, what's happening here? I was hoping to push them off a cliff. It's not going so good, in case you hadn't noticed. To have like a coupler or a conversion over to the mic stand that I have. But that search is not going so good so far. Such things do exist, but I'm looking for specific threading to go from a 1 inch to, I think it's like a 1.25 inch. I don't even remember off the top of my head. It's an odd setup. I'm probably just going to end up finding something, a 1 inch machine thread to stick into this Blue Snowball, and then I'm probably just going to strap it to the mic stand. Honestly, I'm going to find something like that, because what I'm looking for, it might be out there, but it's very, very specific. So I've got that right now, just freestanding on a table. I've got, and that's next to me. So hopefully that sounds okay. It's great. I buy good microphone for good audio quality, and then microphone sits on table. Good. It's only like a foot from me, but it should be okay. I shouldn't need to honestly do much at all. The microphone really sounded great. Like I said, it's the first full test run I'm going through on it, so we'll see how it works in a full recording and not just like a 1 minute recording. But I have pretty good confidence. I did a bit of research on the mic, and yeah, if you're looking for a mic and you don't already have one, because I just had like a rock band mic I had, and a boy, I think at the time I probably bought the headset for $30, and it probably really wasn't worth $30 even at the time, because it's not that good. Honestly, this is probably what I'd recommend. It's solid. I've only been using it for a short time, but I know it's solid. I've seen other people use it. For the price pool it's in, the money for the price, the quality is just, I don't think you can beat it. I think there are mics that come close, but I think this is a clear winner. I was actually talking about this with Nikki the other day, that it's funny to me that back in my day when I started recording, it was, people had some internal capture cards. I'm not too familiar with those. And we had like the Dazzle. Like, that was what we had. We had Dazzles for standard def composite capture. And I know there were a few other things out there. Some people use DVDs. I mean, DVDs. Some people used like VHS recorders. It was stuff like that. And for a while there, the only HD recording or I should say, standalone recording device was the Hapag. And that's interesting to me because the Hapag had not really a foothold on the market, but it was really the only one out there for so long. Everyone had it. If everyone's doing HD capture, and I think it captured HD with component cables, which I loved component cables, but in hindsight, definitely compared to HDMI, component cables are not as good. There's something kind of like techie I like about it, but overall HDMI is just clearly much better, and I like it much more. But it's interesting how they had such a... it was kind of like the only product out there for an external capture device in HD for a while. At least a good year or two. It's all anyone had. Now it's... I mean, really at this point, to me, it seems like... I mean, there's a ton. The market is... saturated is not the word I want to use because saturated sounds like a negative word. But there's a lot to choose from if you're looking for an external capture card. For any reason. Most people now, obviously, it's because recording gameplay has become huge. And I think it's a great thing. I think people who made video games, like early video games, could not have imagined... One, they couldn't have imagined... well, maybe. They maybe could have foresaw HD... pro gameplay, like MLG stuff, high-level gameplay, people really get into it. Some people might have, said, like, okay, we have Pong here. People could get really into this. It could happen. I don't think anyone who was making early games could have possibly said, someday, all the people who play games will get together, they'll record their gameplay, they'll record it like we record movies, and other people will want to watch it and be part of it and talk, and do it and be... It's just... the community that's come out of Let's Playing or gameplays, it's just... It's nuts. It's crazy how it's evolved to that point. I don't think anybody could have seen that. Then my playthroughs become 10-year-long playthroughs. I seriously want to know by the time I finish Harvest Moon, which I still am gonna do. I'd really like to see. Oh my god. I'd like to see if I have the longest... Now someone killed themselves. Longest... I don't think running is the appropriate term, but longest from start to finish date. I think I may hold that record, which would be a very, very interesting record to hold on the internet. Considering everything else that goes on the internet, that would be that'd be actually really cool. I'm sure then someone will tell me like, no, someone started this playthrough in 1990 and they just finished in 2018. Depressing thing about it of you're never the first in anything. Everyone's always thought of I don't really like that mentality of every thought, every conceivable thought or dream has already been thought up or dreamed up, and you're not special. And I'm all for. I consider myself a realist, and some people might consider that negative. But even though I'm a pretty not pessimistic, but I guess I'm a skeptic. I just wouldn't, I'm also, I don't know. I also don't like to just be purely negative. That's why I wouldn't call myself pessimistic. I wouldn't really call myself negative. Just, I think I see the world in a very real manner, and sometimes it's not a very nice manner. Okay, no drops from anyone. How are we looking anyways? Like, I can hear someone running around. Is it the ghouls upstairs? Yeah, I think it probably is. We're not, I guess I could kill them. I'm gonna go up those stairs. I'm gonna say, "Oh, I could kill them," and then I'm gonna get killed. I need some souls. I gotta grind up a teeny bit here because things are getting a little rough with the sword and the rustiness. All right, well that kind of worked. Because this sword, once I get it a little up, this sword is gonna be great. But it's not quite there yet. And trying to do it was when I died to the Moonlight Butterfly 3 times when I realized, oh, this isn't good. This could be really bad for me. How am I gonna fight Gwen? How am I gonna fight the 4 Kings? How am I gonna fight the 4 Kings? I don't want to think about it. This playthrough, I just realized this playthrough was started because I wanted a challenge run, and I wanted something I could just play and do and stuff. But this playthrough could really go on a really long time, and I didn't want to do a lot of editing on it, but it's probably gonna turn into that. It's probably going to turn into, like, editing, but in the sense that I cut out large portions that I'm not going to deal with. If I say something funny and witty, give me the thing. Well, that's not bad. I need that actually to upgrade this. Because that's my goal to upgrade. How many Titanite shards do I have? Oh, navigating menus. People really like to trash on Dark Souls 2, and I'm just going to preface this by saying I like Dark Souls 2 a lot. It's got problems, but I like it a lot more than most people give it credit for. Okay, we got 2. One of the things that was just outright improved on, there's no question about it, was the menu system in Dark Souls 2. It's far better. Look, Dark Souls 1 is a fantastic game, but Dark Souls 2 is a much, much better and more intuitive interface. It just makes more sense. It's easier. It's cleaner. It's nicer. It just is. Eventually, if I beat this, I may do something similar in Dark Souls 2 where I power stance broken straight swords. Might be something on my list of things to do. I'd actually really look forward to that because that could be a lot of fun. If I can complete this. Actually, I haven't played Dark Souls 2 in such a long time, and although I know I'm playing it right now, it's that I don't know if anyone else gets this when you start playing a game and then you want to play another game in the series. Like right now I'm playing Dark Souls 1, but I'm thinking, man, I love Dark Souls 2. I really enjoy Dark Souls 2. But if I was playing Dark Souls 2, I'd probably be, if I'd chosen that, for example, instead of this to play for a broken straight sword run, I'd be thinking how much I want to play Dark Souls 1. Sometimes it's when you're right in it, you're thinking about all the things you dislike about it, and when you get out of it, you're thinking about all the things you enjoyed about it. I would say that about school, maybe, depending on what kind of experiences you've had. Looking back, I mean, there's plenty of things I can think, oh, okay, well, we got our second broken... Was that our second broken straight sword? That might be our second broken straight sword. Nope, that's like our 8th broken straight sword. Okay. Still, we're going to want a couple of those, because I'd like to turn those into lightning and divine ones later on in the game. I probably want to have one of every broken straight sword. I'm confident by the time... I might have to do a bit of grinding, which I don't feel bad about, because it could get really bad here if I don't. But I think by the time we get past the depths, definitely by the time we get to Anor Londo, I should be actually in much better shape than I am right now. I think between this stretch right now and probably see where I am when I get to the Blight Town. I think things will be much better. I think this is going to be the hardest part for me, just because of the low-level sword, low-level me, low-skill me. Because, I mean, it's an RPG, and your stats matter, and your equipment matters, but it is a skill-based game, and if you're good enough, that's kind of the idea behind using this weapon. If you're good enough, you can win in any scenario. As long as I can deal more damage than the enemy can heal, in theory, I can win. Which is good enough for me. Alright, do you think we can trap the pig? Alright, I'm going to risk it. That was a terrible throw. Okay, well, now they're looking at me. This is not what I needed. Can I get the boar's attention? I really just want to try to kill him with the guillotine. That's probably not right. Gate. I wonder what makes a guillotine a guillotine. Which is also a badass word, by the way. Like, back in the day, me and Dusty, just in general talking, would often come up with, great, oh god, great, username or screen names. Like, guillotine something would be great. Onyx Guillotine, I don't know. But we had a couple of great names that I honestly believed I should have sold. Right, don't hit me with the arrow. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. Don't heal. No, you bitch. Alright. It's like the last thing I need my enemies to do. It's funny, I was watching I was gonna probably bring this up later on, but I've been watching, been actually binging Game Grumps. And I've seen Game Grumps before, and I like them well enough. I think they're great. Do a lot of good content. But I wouldn't say, it's like, a while ago I guess I really watched when their, Breath of the Wild playthrough came out. I don't even know if I've talked about Breath of the Wild since I've been doing this. Because that came out forever ago, and this is way long after that. But, I watched that, and I guess I'd seen them before, but I never really watched them, and now I went through a bunch of their content recently. And, they were just playing a bunch of Zelda games I've been watching. Alright, come on, do this. Now, get in the thing. Come here, you stupid pig. Pig board. Pig thing. Oh my god, no, not the corner. Hit the thing. Hit the thing. I just want to hit the thing. Do it. Oh. Now you're locked in here with me. Giant board pig man. Alright. Why do I feel like only... Oh, no. Okay. Alright, I can do this. Alright, I can't do this. Alright, well, I tried. That was an honest attempt. I tried. Oh, okay. No. No, 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 no. That's not happening. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so new game plan is to head straight forward through here and work my way back to Capra. I don't feel... Because I could use the souls to go back through this way if I'm going to grind anyways. And it'll be a little bit safer for me. Because that... it's not going so good with the pig. I could try and kill it with the gate, but, you know, that can only be so much fun to watch me do. I wonder if, well, if I'm coming back down this way, did I already grab the stuff out of the chest? I probably did. But I probably did. I could just check if I have cracked red eye orbs. Yep, I did. Yeah, that's how long it's been. It's always going to be fun to go back and look at some of my playthroughs and see, like, uploaded in 2012. Part 2, uploaded in 2013. Part 3, uploaded in 2015. It's, like, great. It's just great. But if you haven't seen the Game Grumps before, I can't imagine you haven't. They quite a big fan base. But if you haven't, for some odd reason, I recommend you check them out. They're pretty good. Easy, definitely easy binge content. Okay, let's see before this is over if I can just get something helpful. So if I get to the Capra fight, I have at least a little bit of an advantage, or just something up my sleeve. All right, don't need that. Could you? How many of these can we buy? Oh wow, we can buy plenty of those. We're not doing that. Let's grab. I'm gonna grab 10 of these. I know. I'm not planning on cheaping out and using items to get through things easy, but I need something. You got to give me something. Things are not great right now. And although I think things will get easier a little bit later on, I don't think they're gonna. Am I even wearing chainmail? Did I buy that? I was probably fat rolling if I had to imagine. That's probably why I wouldn't be wearing it. It's great to like pick up the. I might as well be picking up someone else's game almost, but like with my mentality, like, oh yeah, that's what I would do. It's like there's something I can't even think of an example like that where you just like pick up someone else's game and it's like, oh yeah, that's how I would do it, but you don't really remember. I barely remember, but I don't really remember. It's like I could go back and watch my videos and be like, was that me? And it's like, yeah, that's you. It's like, no, that wasn't me. It's like, yeah, that was you.